and for you to join the Parklands and the singing on Sunday evening. So you spoke about dancing. Although RiverSing is really not, there's some dancing, but a lot of the kids just love to dance as they hear the music and as the adults sing.
Of course, yes, it's because it's such a relaxed and spontaneous feeling event that it's hard not to react in some way. And if you're a small child, the most natural thing is to jump up and dance. So they do, and we don't have any problem with that. So there they are. They're expressing what we all feel.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if people would like to get the words and the music in advance, because there is also a composition that you wrote, is there a way for them to do that?
Sure. The best thing is to go to our website, www.revels.org. That's R-E-V-E-L-S. And that's if you follow the links to RiverSing, you'll find a text to all the songs. And if you don't get around to doing that, you can get a program on the shores as you show up there. The river hymn that you were referring to, the thing that I wrote. Well, there we are. Look at that splendid display. Those wonderful decorations by Sarah Peaty of the Puppeteers Cooperative. Is one of the things that we just think is the most splendid visual effects that we have going. But I'll tell you, as it gets darker, and we've gone through our list of songs, here I am ringing that marvelous bell that you acquired for us. It's just a wonderful way to get people's attention. Big, loud thing, very beautiful, beautiful sound. As it gets dark, one of our soloists, Stan Strickland, I think you've got a picture of him somewhere a little later. There he is. There he is in the orange shirt. He sings on the stage with us, but then later on he gets himself upriver to the Cambridge boathouse and hops aboard a boat, and he comes down slowly. And as it gets dark and we start to sing the river hymn, he shows up with his saxophone on the boat and starts playing. Most wonderful improvisation just comes wafting across the water. What happens, the way it's constructed, is that we sing and he plays, and we sing and he plays. And when I say we, I mean everybody, because I've taught the refrain of the chorus of this song to everybody. So,
and tell us a bit about this river hymn. What was the base? What are the words?
It's based on a Navajo prayer. It's "Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is beside me. Beauty is before me, above and below me." Have I got that right? Now I walk in. You have the idea. Beauty is not only around us, but also within us. And it's just a fabulous text. And I wrote a musical setting, which is very you can either sing the melody, which is very easy to sing, or you can sing some of the harmony, which is more interesting.
Yeah, and very, very moving too, and you really captured it beautifully.
Yeah, thank you.
And I always remember in the Christmas revels, when I think Jack Langstaff said, well, the definition of singing in harmony, just sing something different than the person next to you, and this is what harmony is. So it's a wonderful, relaxed way of making music together. So we have here you ringing the bell again. We have, in past years, you have encouraged people to bring bells, and there are moments when those bells can be rung.
There is that moment. We haven't put a lot of emphasis on that in recent years. That it's nice to be able to hear those bells out there, but we haven't been encouraging people, partly because I think it's probably more important for them to bring little flashlights. Because as it gets dark, you won't be able to see your music anymore, your words. It's nice to be able to read that river hymn when it's almost completely dark. So if you can
bring one item, bring a flashlight.
Yeah, right. Yes. Bring your picnic supper.
Yeah.
If you want to come down to the banks of the Charles at 5 o'clock and have supper, and bring your flashlight and bring your bell and bring a sweater, because it's going to be cool on Sunday.
It's going to be cool.
It's going to get cool.
They predict it's going to be beautiful.
Bring a blanket to throw on the bank if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, yeah. So now I remember the sunset is, I think, at 6:48.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it's the same every year.
I'm sorry we don't have a full moon for you this year, but we might have a late moonrise.
So it's getting dark on the river. The wonderful Weeks Bridge that carries the steam over to the business school. And then the attention goes upriver. The sun is setting, and here comes a boat.
Here comes Stan on the sun boat. That's actually an illuminated sun. Maybe if you get another, there may be another picture that shows it better. There it is. That's our sun, and there's Stan standing in front of the sun, blowing his soprano saxophone. And it circles around in the river as we sing the river hymn. And as I said, we alternate. It's really quite stunning. It's really quite a marvelous effect. Very peaceful, very magical.
It's peaceful and magical, and what I love about it also is I remember one of the early RiverSings in the afternoon. I saw Paddy out there, the artistic director of Revels. He was tying things together with ropes himself. So there's a lot of art, but also craftiness and invention is involved in the production.
Oh, there sure is. It's quite a production for us. Although we don't want it to look that way, we want it to look completely spontaneous and totally fun. We do love it. We think it's one of the most fun things that we do, and we do a lot of things throughout the year. You should go to our website just to get an idea of what we do throughout the course of the year, revels.org. But this is one of the fun things. Outside of Christmas Revels, this has now become one of our big major events of the year, completely free, totally free, and it's underwritten by a number of wonderful sponsors, including you.
That's right, there's a Charter of Conservancy, that's right. Yeah.
Starting with you.
Yeah,
but it really is one of our favorite fun events to do.
Yeah, well, and as it's getting dark, you see the other side of the boat, the moon, and so this boat circles around in a very magical fashion. Right. Yeah, and you had mentioned the sponsors, the Cambridge Arts Council and the Charles River Conservancy, the Mass Cultural Council, Watertown Savings Bank, the Harvard Square Business Association, and the Flag Graphics. And I think also the Organic Renaissance, which is hard to see right above the savings bank. So I think, as we all know in the non-profit world, it's very important to have sponsors and to make these things possible, because it is a free celebration. Everybody can come, particularly children love it. It's a great experience.
A wonderful family event, and it's Sunday. And it's over by 7:30. Really, it only runs from 6 to 7:30. The singing itself.
Yeah,
so you can get home, and Memorial Drive is closed, which makes it a little easier to navigate, get across. It opens up again right at 7:30, but people scoot sometimes. Sometimes they stay and dance because the band plays for a while, and people just dance, or some people just get right on home.
Yeah, and this show and other Charles River Conservancy shows can be found on YouTube, and also on YouTube are short films about all other RiverSing celebrations from other years. So if you want to get a preview of the singing and the puppets and the happy faces, you can go to our website and click on YouTube and find other productions there. And this is this coming Sunday, so put that on your calendar. If you want to make a whole day on the river, you can start in Herder Park with the Sunday games from 2 to 5, then cross the river into Harvard Square, get a bite to eat, get ready for the parade, and then come down to the river. So we are coming close to the end of the show. I think there's some other things, George, that Revels does that we haven't mentioned. You also have a spring Revels.
We haven't had a spring Revels in recent years. We've had we have a spring sing on the equinox, and so it's a community sing. It's in Watertown at St. John's Church, and we get a few hundred people. we pack them into the church and we sing spring songs.
Yeah, a lot of flowers, a lot of greenery.
Forced forsythia and a lot of greenery around, and we have a wonderful. There's a children's element to that too. They give us a little mummers play, a little folk play from England, and, but mostly a lot of just good fun singing.
Yeah, and many of the children in that program, you work with them all through the year. So there's a strong involvement of Revels with.
We have children involved in so many different ways. We are not only we have workshops, educational Revels type workshops right at the church where our office is in Watertown, but we also go into schools for after school programs and week-long residencies. I mean 6-week residencies too. We've been doing that for years, and it's really taking off.
Yeah.
We also have this wonderful touring ensemble called Revels Repertory Company, and they go into schools. They all perform in small Revels type shows in public spaces, but they also go into schools in a small ensemble. And
I remember at one of the spring events, you had a singer from Perkins School, very powerful singer, and we are near Perkins School there, and I know you work with them. So there's a lot of things happening. So thank you, George, for coming.
It's always a pleasure.
Seeing you. We'll be seeing you on Sunday evening, the 18th of September, at RiverSing.
It's going to be a beautiful evening.
It's going to be beautiful.
But bring your sweater.
We are so lucky in Cambridge to have the river, to have beautiful bridges, to have beautiful parklands, and it's wonderful that the two organizations, Revels and the Charles River Conservancy, can work together on that event.
Thank you for your work in doing what you do for the river and the parklands. It's much appreciated.
Well, it's great to partner with people like you and Revels, and it's a great joy.
All right.
So thank you, George, and here is the information if you want to find out more about the Charles River Conservancy, the events, the programs, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You find us on our website www.thecharles.org. And thank you for watching the Parkland show, and we'll see you again on another Wednesday at 5:30 in the afternoon. Goodbye.